Hey guys, it's the end of the month. You know what that means. Time for a wrap up, and I'm considering it's my first month back at uni. I read 13 books, and that is saying something, especially since the first one is absolutely massive. Considering it's left over from last month, it's not too much of a surprise, but hey. So, the books I read in July first one, which was left over from last month and ended up finishing this month, was A Game of Thrones by George R. R. Martin. And everyone has just been like, you need to read this, you need to read this. I'm just like, okay, I'll read it. And I did, and it was awesome. Like, ah, so good. I can totally see why everyone loves this. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. Of course. Um, then the then the booktubeathon happened, and I ended up completing 4 books for that. More detail in the booktubeathon wrap up that I posted a little while ago. Um, and then I read Spellbound by Rachel Hawkins, which I was supposed to read for the booktubeathon, but I never actually got to it because I didn't have the time. But I ended up reading this. I didn't like it as much as Demon Glass. I liked it about the same amount as Hexhole, but I still really enjoyed it, surprisingly, and I gave it 3.5 stars. I think the reason I liked Demon Glass more than all the others was because you got to see Jenna interacting romantically with another girl, and it's just like, yes! Ah! Thus proving that everything is better with lesbians in them. And then I finished another book that I was supposed to finish before the booktubeathon, but didn't actually end up finishing, and that was Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins in the fancy edition. And of course, it was good. I mean, how can it not be good? It's Catching Fire. And so of course 5 out of 5 stars. And and then I read and finished Twelfth Night because that was the book we were studying in English, and I really enjoyed it because it was hilarious and just ah this 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 the homo-romantic subtext. I live for those kinds of things. Especially since this actually is one of the original books to have a good, well-written, and actually well-liked character that is DSM. And ah, yes, good GSM representation. In case you didn't know who I was talking about, it's Antonio. Yeah. And then I finished off the Demigod Files by Rick Riordan, which I had started before the booktubeathon because because I wasn't going to read the night before because that was the day that I had finished Game of Thrones, but just felt weird not reading, so I decided to pick up something small, and it just happened to be this, and I ended up finishing it after the booktubeathon at some point this month, and of course it was good, and it was great to read the story that Iapetos or Bob was in, and just nostalgia and memories and connections to House of Hades and just yes. And then I read and finished School Spirit by Rachel Hawkins, and I think this is a first book in a series, and if that's the case, then I would have given it 4 stars. But if it's standalone, then it's only about 3 stars because the ending was just way too ambiguous to be a standalone. But the rest of the book was great. The Dex is hilarious and just amazing, and it's great to see things from Izzy's point of view in life. So good. And yeah, either 3 or 4 stars, depends on if it's the first book in a series or a standalone. And then I bought and read Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. This lot is actually supposed to be filled by Ready Player One, but the store didn't have it, so I ended up getting this, and it was good. It was good. It was good. 4 stars. And then, and thus, and after reading that meant I had read every book on my shelf, so I didn't have anything new to read, so I decided to pick up a reread, and that is The Old Clay Patch, which is a collection of verses written in and around Victoria University College, Wellington, New Zealand. So it's a collection, so of course it's a collection of like poems, prose, sonnets, and songs and stuff written by ex-students from my university, and this is the second edition, published in 1920, and there was only 330 of these copies, and I got number 59. Woo! And then the last book I read this month is this by Louise Renison, and you're probably thinking, but you still haven't actually technically finished it, but look at how little is left, and it is currently 4:21 in the afternoon, so I can definitely finish that off tonight. And yeah, that is all the books I read in July. So many. And now I do actually have some books I want to read in August. The first is one that I actually had to read, and that is Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen for uni, and I have already started it, and I don't really have much of an opinion of it so far, but I also want to read this because I'm currently reading the 4th book, and decided, yeah, why not? Might as well. And the other one, it's kind of one that I kind of have to read really, is Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins, because of course the movie's coming out soon, and I want to finish rereading The Hunger Games. So then I'm ready for film release and know what's actually happening. And then I have this, which is a collection of Oscar Wilde's little oral stories, and I just want to finish that off. Not much left of that, and also this month the Yearathon for ArtFest is a thing that is happening from the 4th, and I'm going to be participating in that, and I will have a separate TBR for that up. Oh, and it's middle grade month. So, yeah. And yeah, that is everything I wish to cover, so I will see you in my Yearathon TBR. Yeah.